Hello there from Alton Towers. It's mid-July 2024 and today we're here to see if it's worth visiting Alton Towers in the summer holidays. You wouldn't think it was summer though. We've got a grey sky, a cool breeze, we've got hats on. Stephen's here by the order of the Peaky Blinders, and we've got hoodies on as well, so you wouldn't think it was summer.
No, the weather seems to have gone a bit cooler today. It was quite hot yesterday though, very toasty yesterday, but
yeah.
Today a little bit cooler. It's meant to be dry, so to be fair, I quite like this weather for doing theme parks in, because doing them in the rain's never really that fun, and when it's too hot you just don't really enjoy it either, so I think this is the perfect weather for a theme park, so I expect it to be busy.
Yeah, agreed. It's actually been like 2 months since we last did an Alton Towers theme park vlog. We've done the water park vlog, we've done some predictions for the future, but we've not actually done like a full park vlog. So we'll see what we can do today. Obviously we're at the mercy of how long the queues are and ride availability and everything like that, but where are we going first? Usual.
Well, the usual plan is tried and tested, isn't it? So
yeah.
I don't know whether we do that or do we mix it up and do something different. I'll be honest, I quite like ending in the valley because that you don't have to get the monorail back.
Agreed.
Just so you know, we bought the monorail. We bought it. I didn't buy the monorail. No, we took the monorail from the car park here this morning.
Yeah.
Opened in 1987. I was telling you all the facts this morning by William Shatner. I showed him a little video. It's quite cool, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. It was all good.
I'd love something like that these days for an opening. It'd be fantastic. But if you end in the valley, you can actually use the Galactica gate to get out, so you haven't got the faff of getting back on the monorail to get back out again. So it's nice, quick exit. So, but yeah, I think we'll do the usual order then in that case.
Yeah, I think
see how
so.
It goes.
Start with Dark Forest and just see how it goes.
The 13 operator will be cursing us because the last 2 times we've done this, it's broken down when we've gotten to it. Well, it's worked in our favour, but like...
Might as well make it a 3rd time. So, shall we head on over to Rita first then?
Yeah, let's have a wander over and see what's going on.
Sounds like a plan. And if you do enjoy this video as you're watching, please hit the like button. It's a little thumbs up below. If we could get 200, 300 likes on a vlog, that'd be perfect. If we could get 1,000 likes on a vlog, Stephen's promised to come to Tully Shocktoberfest.
Stephen's not promised, this is Scott just saying stuff. If you saw the video, I don't know if you could put a link in here, Scott, to it.
I can put a link at the top of the screen.
We went to Park Warner last year in December, and we did the it wasn't a scare maze, you told me.
It wasn't
a scare maze, but guess who got pulled off on their own and is with the Joker watching these 2 muggins walk around in a circle. There's no video of that, I don't think.
No, we can't film in it.
But like yeah, I'm done with scare mazes. I'm done, you know, like I've done it and no more. I'll come Scarefest and do the rides in the dark. That's me.
Honestly, right, if we could get 1,000 likes on it, I reckon Stephen would get the street pass for one of the Halloween events, and then he could take in the atmosphere and do the booster and stuff. But
there is a booster, I suppose. I do like boosters.
Yeah.
Maybe.
See?
Maybe.
See?
You know what? If you get 1,000 likes, I'll consider it.
Okay. Please, everyone that's watching, please hit that like button, and I'll even pay for it. Come on, give us some insight then.
So it's a heritage tour.
Yep.
So for those of you who cast your minds back, it's a while now since it's before they started putting the mazes in the towers. You used to be able to actually walk around the ruins just over here. You can go onto the roof and you could see all the rides from a different perspective. It's a little bit derelict inside, but now they've started doing a guided tour, and they'll take you through the gardens, show you the key points of the gardens, the ruins, and I believe they go into the chapel as well. There's some, if you're into stained glass windows, you'll see plenty. It's up to you if you want to do it. I think it's £10 to do it, from what I hear. I heard good things about it. It's not really for me. I've been around there millions of times, but if you're into it and you want to see inside, you've never been in there, it's probably worth it. If it's a busy day, you could always go on the tour and enjoy yourself for a couple of hours.
Another stop on our little journey from Tower Street to Rita is of course walking past Hex. Stephen's going to provide the update. Yeah,
so there was a video released a few weeks ago with an update from Hex, and it actually sounds like the most positive way they're going to fix the ride. So I don't know if you guys now kind of ruin the magic a bit for how the ride actually works. Is that fine, Scott?
Yeah.
There's actually a big drum around the outside of the gondola, and that rotates to give you the illusion that the room's spinning around you. What I believe they're going to do from the video, what they were saying, is they've currently got 8 booster motors on one side of the drum, and what they're going to do is add booster motors to the other side of the drum, so it's powered from both sides to keep it equal. So hopefully that'll improve the reliability of the ride. So hopefully, it's said this year still, so if they get it done for this year, it's a lot of work to do, but if they get it done this year, that'd be great.
I agree. Do we reckon for Scarefest?
I'd like to see it for Scarefest. It'll be a great opening of Scarefest, open Hex as well. You
Agreed.
Do a little bit of a show for it to, you know, welcome back Hex after its long absence. Everyone will welcome it. I missed the ride, to be honest. It's a great little ride that Towers have, and it has a bit of history about the park in there as well. So yeah, I'd love to see Hex back.
I know you're not into your Halloween stuff, but what about if it reopens for Scarefest in this area that we're stood? I'll do a spin. A little Hex scare zone with some, not scary, just some live actors just setting the scene, a couple of smoke machines.
I think you have to be careful about how you're going to set it up, because you have got to bear in mind that the Williams area is just over there, so
they'll be fine.
Like what I'd probably do is in the Her Ladyship's garden, just over there. I think that's where it's called.
Well, I hope so.
Over there. I might be saying something wrong here. Basically, the exit of Hex is big garden, and it'd be okay there, I reckon. Put something in there, then you can choose to go in, and if you don't want to, you don't have to. So everyone can get access to where they need to be without having to go through the scare zone. That's what I would do.
Spoken by a guy who does not want to go through a scare zone.
No, I've done it before. When I worked here, do you remember when you had the Dark Forest one?
Yeah,
down the bottom.
That was brilliant.
They had like the big werewolf things on the stilts. And it was quite good, to be fair.
That was one of the best ones.
I had to walk through that like every 3 hours, so there's no way around it.
Yeah, but you were a staff member, you'd have been fine.
Yeah, they go more for you.
Right, honestly, we're going to go and do Rita now. As ever with one of our Alton Towers vlogs, we have not stuck to the first ride, so it was going to be Rita, but what time is it and what's happened?
It's 9:30, bang on 9:30, and 13's just opened its gate, so still says closed. I don't think they can change it until 10, but we're going to jump on.
Well,
we've had a good run this morning. We've been on 13 twice.
Can't take you anywhere though.
No.
Jumped in the Rita queue, and as we can see from behind us, people are leaving the queue. I wonder why that is, Stephen.
Well, it said go, 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 then didn't go. And then after about 30 seconds, it went. So 3, 2, 1, see. Well, I have seen this as an operator before. It's a normal part of the operation of the ride, but it does take quite a while to sort out. So,
so it won't be going for a while.
Not for a while. So we're going to go and do something else. It's going to be like an hour before that's back up and running again, all being well. So we'll have to come back later on.
Yeah. So we're now going to go to somewhere else.
Yeah.
To put it in Stephen's terms.
Yeah.
Where are we going?
Where's the sign say? Go, 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 you must escape. I reckon we have a look down X sector.
Yeah.
See how Blizz is looking. But you've got to bear in mind, it is only 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
So Rita did actually open 15 minutes early, 13 opened half an hour early. So if this hadn't happened, we would have done 3 rides before 10 o'clock, before the official opening. So yeah, well done to Alton Towers getting the rides open. Yeah. Obviously,
2 laps
being
on
down
13.
to shame, but like, if we hadn't done that second lap on 13, we probably would have gone Rita, so...
Swings and roundabout, innit? So, right, we'll go to X sector and see how it goes.
Let's go.
We had a really good start to our day here at Alton Towers. We did the 2 laps on 13 between 9:30 and 10. We then went to Rita, and obviously it wasn't open. And we've come to the X sector, and I'm going to let Stephen explain all about what's going on. You're the man for this.
Just a bit late down here today, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oblivion's very quiet. There's no conveyors running, so that's going to be a while. Smile is testing still. They've still got to empty the dummies. So I think we're going to have to move on from this area because it's still going to be, like, Smile is at least half an hour away. Oblivion is at least the same, I'd say.
Yeah, because you can't hear the lift hill or anything, can we?
No, I'm guessing the engineers are just super busy, especially with Rita going down this morning. Not my fault, by the way. I wasn't on it, I was just in the base. So yeah, where do you think we should go to? You reckon Wicker Man area?
I reckon Wicker Man. I mean, normally this is the way that we would recommend, and it has worked for us in the past, where you start at Dark Forest, then come to the X sector, but obviously you can't plan for this, and obviously it's not the staff's fault. These things do happen, so these rides will no doubt be open later on, but if you ever come to Alton Towers and a ride is late opening, I honestly don't think it's worth waiting in the queue line. I think it's worth moving on, finding something else, because yes, Alton Towers does have big queues. There goes Oblivion now, I think. Is it? I thought I heard the lift door kicking in. All right, okay. I thought I heard the lift door.
You'd hear Oblivion because it was that big wah.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I think Alton Towers does get a lot of stick for its long queues, but I think sometimes as guests we have to help ourselves as well. And if a ride is closed and you know when they're getting on it and it's not even open, then move on to something else. And
I'd say if you're not sure, like, there's usually a staff member about at Towers, so you can always ask them and be like, is it worth waiting? And they'll usually give you an honest answer. If they say they don't know, then usually it's best just to move somewhere else. Yeah. If they say, oh, we're just doing our pre-starts, stand around a bit because it's going to open soon. So yeah, just talk to the staff. They're very friendly here, so. Yeah, and I like the ride on your t-shirt, mate, by the way. Oh yeah, got a Magnum XL 200, thanks for that, mate.
It's alright, mate.
Best ride in the world.
Yeah, we need to go.
Actually, I don't know if it is anymore. But it's still a very good ride, it's still very good.
Yeah, it's the best at Cedar Point. Taking our ride on Wicker Man. Queue line was showing us 40 minutes and I forgot to time it. Did you time it?
I think it was just slightly over 40 minutes.
Oh, that's fine.
Only slightly though, but I can give them that. They were pretty good on the operations there, so yeah, it was alright.
3 trains.
Lift chain not stopping, so constant flow, that's what we like to see.
And one of the ride staff mentioned the Magnum top, didn't they?
Yes, that's made my day. To be fair, the staff at Towers was fantastic. Yeah, that's not me being biased. Like,
no, they are good.
They generally are, like, if you ask them something, they'll always come up with an answer for your question. Can't do enough for you. So yeah, like, even on the entrance, I was like, oh, is that actually going to be about 40 minutes? Because they look quite big, and they were like, no, it's going to be 40 minutes. So
no, it wasn't far off.
No, it wasn't far off.
What did you think?
It's acceptable. I think the on-ride photo kind of explained it. Oh, we didn't get the on-ride photo, but I'll be honest.
Just be honest.
Right, it's not. I'm not having a go at GCI because I've been on some great GCIs like Troy and Woden, fantastic coasters. I just think the Wicker Man's the weakest one they've done. But I don't really like Mystic Timbers either, and I know a lot of people really like that one. I'm more about the airtime, and that ride for me isn't really about the airtime. But if you like laterals, it's got a lot of laterals, so that maybe that's what people like in it. But I've never been on it and said, oh, that's an airtime machine. But I have been on it, and it has given a bit of airtime. But today I didn't feel any airtime on that. So
there was a little bit off Boring Corner, as it's called. I don't think that's Boring Corner, but
I do call it Boring Corner. Right, so let's do a bit of a comparison. So Megaphobia went on last week. Megaphobia is just way better. Yeah. It just generally is way better than the Wicker Man. Now the Wicker Man has better theming, has better pre-show.
I'll let you carry on. I was going to put in.
Sorry, yeah.
No, go for it.
Has like the pre-show and everything, and that helps build up to the theme, and that's great. It's a full package experience. So Wicker Man is good for that. But as a ride experience, I'd take Megaphobia now any day over the Wicker Man. But would I take old Megaphobia over the Wicker Man? Probably not.
No.
So that's some, you know, the all before Gravity Group redid Megaphobia, I probably would have taken Wicker Man over it. So there's a big comparison there on the two. So it's what you like, isn't it? Everyone likes different things in coasters. And I just love airtime, and Megaphobia offers it, and this one doesn't as much.
I've always been fair on Wicker Man. I've always said it's a decent coaster, and I always think it's one of the best at Alton Towers. I stick by that opinion. I think for the target audience of its height restriction 1.2, I think it's a perfect family wooden coaster experience. I do have a 6-year-old. Would he go on Wicker Man? Probably not, but that's more to do with the theming than the ride itself. If he could avoid the pre-show, then he'd perhaps do it, but that's not really going to change at this point, 6 years on from when it opened. Funnily enough, Wicker Man opened about 2 weeks before my son was born, actually. So yeah, he will go at it at some point, but I think for now he's got to get over the thing about it being a dark theme. But yeah, anyway, to the point, I think it's a really fun coaster, but I don't think it's the best Woody in the country. I don't think anything compares to Megaphobia now. I think Megaphobia is literally a level above every single wooden coaster in this country now.
Yeah, I think that the key point there is that the theme, I think, is a bit dark for a family coaster.
Yeah, it is.
It's the same issue I have with 13. It's a great coaster, but the theming's a bit dark, and it puts the younger ones off wanting to go on it. If you do speak to the teams, I know that they will try and accommodate the pre-shows and things. So it happened to us when we were in there.
Yeah.
The family wanted to skip the pre-show, so they did allow it.
I didn't see that. That's fair
they were
enough,
behind us, so they did let them join the back of us.
Yeah.
As we were going through, so they didn't have to go for the pre-show. But should a family ride have that effect on the family? If you're wanting families to go on it, does it need to be that darkly themed that it scares?
I've always thought it'd be good if
children,
it was just a rolling pre-show. It's just there.
Yeah,
and it would help the throughput, I think. So we did leave a bit of the video out where Stephen's talking about a yellow arrow on the floor. Right, what's going on with the Alton Towers dungeon, Stephen?
Something's
Over to
happening.
You. It is. What's your prediction? You've got a prediction.
My prediction? Well, it's not a very good one. I know it's not going to happen.
That's why I want you to say
we
it.
We know there's a mystery, like, motion base coming to a boat ride somewhere in the UK.
Yeah.
Is it this behind us?
No.
I don't think so. I think it is Flamingo Land, but with both water rides being down,
you never know.
You never know what's going on. I believe this is getting redone for Scarefest, so they're going to open a new Scarefest attraction. I think it's a great building for that.
I agree.
Integrate the boat ride. There's a lot of space in there. There's more space in there than you think. Now, an interesting fact about this building, the Toyland Tours boat ride scene, sorry, the queue line with the boat, the steamboat, is actually still in there.
Is it?
Yeah, it's in there still. Well, it might not be now, but it was when it was a Dungeons.
Yeah.
All the cleaning stuff, you had to go over a bridge over the flume, and it was in the middle there. And that used to be the old queue line for Toyland Tours. So that's all still in there, themed. It's quite weird when you go over there. Interesting fact there.
So it's clearly for Scarefest. I think that's...
Yeah, it's definitely Scarefest.
That's a definite.
Now, I don't know if the lifts are still in there anymore, because I think something... I do think it was a big shame that you got two of the elevator like screen ride attraction stand-up thing. If you did China Chocolate Factory, you know what I'm on about.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And I don't know if you just sealed it off or if it's still like in there. I don't know, but like I'd love to see something like that brought back in there.
Yeah.
So like a two-ride experience.
Can I also point out as well that in the last couple of years, the Howell Screen Park and Fear at Avon Valley both have scare mazes with lifts. Where I don't know whether they are actually a real lift or not, but part of the story is you get into a lift.
And you could, like,
so you could do
it's
that
still
with
in
it.
there. Yeah, that's quite cheap because it's in there. So
yeah, exactly. And
well, if it's still in there, I don't know if it's in there.
So that works really well in the two mazes at those two different places. So if Towers integrate that into there, then I'm all for it. But for me, I think I said it in the Scarefest vlog last year, Alton Towers Scarefest is in drastic need of a big refresh. And if they're integrating the dungeons and they're making a big part of that and other, well, we know there's going to be another new maze because it's already under construction.
Yeah, it's moved by Nemesis, isn't it?
Yeah, so Darkest Depths is gone. Like, it's gone.
Okay.
That's completely been flattened.
Yeah. I do think that it has become a stale event.
Absolutely.
It hasn't changed for a long time, and I do think they're having a bit of a freshen up.
Yeah.
Really, I think there should be something new every year.
Yeah, definitely.
I also think one thing they lack the past few years is it's been very much intense scares.
Yeah.
Although you probably might not necessarily agree, but I do think it's been more about the scare mazes rather than the scare zones and overall interaction with everyone, because they used to have I'm going back a while now, but they used to have a laser show. In,
I remember that.
And I just went in there and watched the laser. It just constantly running just on the exit of Hex, and I thought that was really good for families and people like myself who don't really want to do the scare mazes.
Burial Grounds last year, didn't you? By Wicker Man.
Yeah, it was alright actually. Yeah, not too scary, but it was bored, a bit more intense. I probably wouldn't have liked it. So
you're missing it. There we go. We've just been given a duck, or 2 ducks. We're getting our ducks in a row.
Yep.
Do you want to give them a shout out?
Finley, Casey, and
Mia. Yeah, there you go.
I'm terrible with names. Sorry.
So yeah, that's why we stopped talking about Scarefest, because we could see they wanted to come and say hello. So yeah, I think for me, Scarefest was becoming Stalefest. But
it was.
I am excited for it this year, and I'm going to come back. I'm going to vlog it, and I'm certain it's going to be better than last year. Yeah, certain.
For me, it's about the rides in the dark.
Yeah.
And I'm not into the scare mazes, but I'll come along with yourself, and you do the scare mazes, I go and do the rides in the dark. I have a great time.
Yeah, they need more scare zones. I agree with that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
It's something where they're lacking this past few years, and I think that some scare, because I'd often go through the scare zones, like I said earlier, when they had the one at 13, I'd walk through it, and it's not too scary, but I think it has needed a freshen up.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see what they're going to do. I hope they do more focusing on the bigger events. Like Scarefest, really good. I know some of the other events.
Some shows.
Yeah.
I know you're not into shows particularly,
but
I think some Halloween themed shows in the Courtyard Tavern and.
Yeah, definitely.
But got high hopes for Scarefest 2024.
So, what would you like to see for Scarefest, Scott?
So obviously you've got 2 new mazes coming, so I'm happy about that. Or at least it looks like 2 new, well, 1 new maze. I think you're saying by Nemesis.
There's something by now. We're going to have a look in a bit.
Yeah, we'll see if we can find it. But also, whatever they're doing with dungeons, I'm looking forward to that. But what I'd really like to see with Scarefest is them to build on what they did with Burial Grounds. That was really good. More of that, please. They need more scare zones. And to remember that, yes, okay, it is a family park and it is a family event. But remember that adults come to these events as well, and they want to get scared in these scare mazes. And probably now for the last 5 or 6 years, Fright Nights has really shown up Scarefest in terms of scares. Alton Towers need to bring back some scary mazes as well as the family-friendly ones. They need to make sure that it's appealing to everybody and not just one target audience.
Something like Subspecies potentially, because I know that was quite,
that was excellent.
I know a lot of people used to say the Sanctuary is really good. Now that's a scare maze I have actually done, so I can talk about that one. Never again.
Never again?
No, it was awful. I was in my bed, so, it was, I think what I'm going to say is I was in a bad way when I came out with that one. So
that was a great scare maze. I loved it.
Like, maybe bring that back if people like it. Like, maybe just say, look, as a one-off. Like,
isn't it 10 years since it was last year?
Yeah, everyone always raves about it as being a good maze. And to be fair, like, it put me off them, so it clearly did a good job.
Yeah, Subspecies I'd have liked to have seen you in there. Even as someone that did a lot of scare mazes, that one still sticks with me as one of the best.
I've only heard what people said, but I didn't do that. I'd been put off by the Sanctuary by this point, so I was like, nope.
No.
Did it, so not doing any of these other ones.
What we need is 1,000 likes on this vlog, so he has to do a scare event.
It ain't happening. But there might be something else in the works potentially.
Yes, definitely.
We'll be having discussions and...
Stephen says we have to talk about Spinball Whizzer. So what is it you want to say about this ride?
It's a ride that's here.
Really?
And it is open. I've not broke it.
That's because you've not been on it.
It is busy days, so we're not going to do it. But I quite like Spinball because there's always a lot going on.
Yeah.
You have a lot of cars on it, so there's always something moving around. And I like seeing busy rides with lots of vehicles on it. It's just fun to watch. So.
Yeah. One thing I would say is if you are going to do it, don't do it straight away.
No.
It's one of those that people do come to because it's right near the entrance. So it's about 1 o'clock?
I'd say about now is probably your best time for doing it.
Yeah.
It's a 35-minute queue at the moment.
Yeah.
So it's not bad, to be fair. Like, it is definitely doable, but like if I had my nephew with me, we'd probably do it because it's within that height restriction. But for me,
what is
it doesn't
the
really do much for me. 1.2 on this one. So it is a good coaster for if you've got small kids.
Yeah.
1.2 can go on this together. But like for me, it's not thrilling enough for me for a 35-minute wait. So let's move on.
So we move on to probably the Curse at Alton Manor, but I say probably.
Sea Life.
But oh, all right, Sea Life Centre it is. We'll see. So we've come over to the Curse at Alton Manor. But before we go on that, I just want to mention that Alton Towers have got a CBeebies event going on at the minute. 10 years of CBeebies land here, I believe.
Well, remembering that was new. I feel old now. Oh, cheers, Scott.
We are old. Well, 30s.
10 years ago.
But yeah, it's an event that's running all summer, I believe. And it does look like it's going to be a fun one for those with families. There's live shows every day. So you'll see the presenters that you see on the telly. You'll see the characters that you see on CBeebies. So yeah, I think it's a great little family event that they're doing. Obviously, not for us, but we have an actor behind us now.
All right. That's one thing they have done here is they have kept the actors around in this area, which is fantastic.
Preparing you for Halloween, mate.
Oh, I don't do spooky. I think he's got a shovel, hasn't he?
Excuse me. This guy wants to buy a grave off you.
Oh,
Can you dig him one? Yeah.
Oh, no.
I do them cheap. Yeah. It's easier when they're all clustered up into a pile.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough. We'll bear that in mind. Thank you.
Let me know when you die.
Will do.
Let him know when you die, mate.
I know, but I wasn't quite
Tech sector. I'm joking.
What did you think of Curse at Alton Manor?
It's alright, isn't it?
It's good.
It's a little bit too scary for the
For you?
Well, for me and the younger audience probably wouldn't enjoy it. But I got a bit of compressed air in me here on that one. I was like, ooh, jumped a bit. But yeah, it's alright for what it is. I think it's an improvement on Jewel.
Yes, definitely.
It is a lot less family friendly though, because Jewel was a bit more cartoony, whereas it's a little bit more
Spooky.
and darker now, isn't it? But I think it needed to be done.
Yeah.
Jewel was very tired, and I didn't really like the laser guns and that anyway. So fan on the channel.
All right.
I don't really like the laser gun on Jewel, so I'm kind of glad they've taken it away, and you've got an extra seat on there, so high capacity. So I think what they've changes they've done are all positive on that thing.
Excellent. Talking of positive changes, it's time to go and do Nemesis Reborn. Bodybuilding.
Mystery. It's not a castle though.
No.
I don't know. I don't think it's a top spin. I hope it's something new and interesting. Alton Towers with the flat rides normally go for something a bit out there when they've done it in the past, so I'm hoping it's going to be something unique that you can't get anywhere else, which would be great. So that's what I'm hoping for anyway, but we'll have to wait and see. So one thing you should know is that if you finish your day at Forbidden Valley, there is an exit here you can get out to the car park with, and it saves that monorail fare. I get really frustrated with big crowds trying to get into like a monorail. It's limited capacity, so I try and end the day in this area, and then it's just straight out there to your car, and then you're in the car and you're gone.
Excellent.
Top tip. While we're here though, should we go and have a look at Galactica and see what the queue's like?
Go on then. So that's the end of our day at Alton Towers. So the first question, Stephen, is Alton Towers worth visiting in the summer holidays?
Well, this is going to be a bit of a long answer, I'm afraid. So sit down, make yourself a brew, and go and get a brew now and come back. Pause the video for a second, get your brew, come back. The crowds this year have been really bizarre.
Yes.
Like the weekdays are super busy. Like I've seen the queues on the app and things, and it's like, you know, an hour, 2 hours for a lot of rides. And like the weekends are just not that busy, so I don't think I saw anything over 40 minutes today.
No.
So we didn't go down X sector when it was open now. We have missed X sector today. So yeah, I'd say at the moment the weekends seem to be the time to come. It'd be interesting to see what the crowds are like next week. So I think that it's all schools are broken
Holidays
up now,
have
haven't they?
started
So
now, pretty
I think
much.
next week the crowds might change a bit, but at the moment, weekends seem to be pretty quiet. So
Yeah, it's going to be weird now because obviously you've got pretty much 6 to 8 weeks of pure chaos, really. But there is, I always find sometimes with the school holidays you can get really lucky, and sometimes like you'll come on one day and you can be really unlucky and there'll be like 20,000 here, and then you might come on another day and there'll be like 6,000 because everyone's like, oh, I'm not going to Alton Towers today because the sun's out and it'll be rammed. So it's hard to tell. But one thing I did notice today is obviously at the start of the day ride availability was a little bit questionable, but it did seem to get better as the day went on.
yeah,
but
I think X Sector had some kind of problem going on.
Yeah.
Oblivion was nowhere near ready to be open.
No.
And the Smiler was in motion getting ready, so I think we did the right thing going to the Dark Forest.
Yeah,
first thing.
definitely.
And if we hadn't done that second ride on 13, we would have got Rita today as well. But
I know.
it's just one of those things, unfortunately. So
yeah,
safety comes first.
Absolutely. And the thing is, though, one thing I did notice is every time we did a ride, the queue wasn't massive.
Nah, Nemesis, they were saying 20 minutes,
Yeah.
and it was actually more 10, wasn't it?
Yeah, 10 minutes walking around, 10 minutes to get into the station for the queue. But one thing I will say is, though, is we're not saying Alton Towers is going to be dead all summer, because it really won't be.
No, it won't.
But
I do find when I used to work here, it'd pick up towards the end of the holidays usually.
really?
Yeah, so the initial period is usually not too bad, like busy but not too bad.
Yeah.
And then towards the end, I think people get bored and run out of things of what they've done already.
Yeah.
So they come to theme parks and things. So I'd say if you are planning a trip, I'd probably do it sooner rather than later,
Yeah.
and not leave it until end of August, early September. Try and do it before then.
And another thing I would always say is, as well, is I know that we all love the good weather, but if you look at the forecast one day and it's absolutely chucking it down, or forecast to chuck it down, and you fancy a day to a theme park, it might not be the worst day to go, because a lot of people who do decide to go on the day will avoid it if it's raining.
Yeah.
And sometimes, I don't know if Towers do one, but some parks do a rainy day guarantee. I don't think Towers do anymore, do they? I don't know.
I think they do something, but
Yeah.
it's not a rainy day guarantee anymore.
No,
You have
but
to have a look on the website.
I always find that when you come to a theme park, when the forecast has been terrible leading up to it, it'll never be as busy as you think it might be in the summer.
Yeah, and a lot of the coasters, like particularly wooden coasters,
Yeah.
often go a bit quicker in the wet weather as well. So,
Yeah,
one thing we haven't mentioned is 13's on free trains again.
yeah, well,
So
hey.
operations on that thing, and they were flying the trains out, and that's why we had 2 goes on it, because it was it was running pretty quick as well. So
Yeah, it was all right, wasn't
good.
it?
Yeah, I enjoyed that. That's probably the highlight for me today, to be fair. Just that morning on 13, and the ride was really good, really fast, and I just enjoyed it. So yeah.
Good stuff. So as we approach the end of this video, I'm just going to quickly mention, if you know Alton Towers, you'll know we're stood near the water park. There is a water park vlog from recently on the channel. I will link that in the top of the screen. And also there is a Nemesis Reborn POV on the channel as well. I'll link that somewhere in the top of the screen or the end of the video. Many thanks for watching. If you have enjoyed it, please give it a like. It's a little thumbs up below. And remember, we need 1,000 likes to get Stephen to a scare event. He won't do it unless we bribe him. So 1,000 likes, 1,000 likes might work.
It go viral now, isn't it?
Yeah, I hope so.
You know how much I hate scare things.
Yeah, I'll book him in on like a Halloween event somewhere in the UK, or me, you and Mark could be entertaining. I might.
Don't like the video.
Yeah, like the video.
Don't like the video.
Like the video. Many. Yeah.
You're going to be cursing me. You're going to have loads of dislikes.
It's all right. It all works. Many thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.